Hi, I'm attorney Jeremy Huss. What is an underage DUI, also known as a baby DUI? Arizona has a special DUI for underage drivers who consume any alcohol or drugs prior to driving. Arizona Revised Statute 4-244, Section 34 defines the baby DUI. The law states it is unlawful for a person who is under 21 years of age to drive or be in actual physical control of a vehicle while there is any liquor in the person's body. In most states, including Arizona, it is illegal for a person under 21 to consume any alcohol. As such, a person under 21 driving with any amount of alcohol in their system is guilty of an underage baby DUI. The proof requirements for an underage baby DUI are different from an adult DUI, which requires the state to either prove impairment to the slightest degree or that the adult driver had a blood alcohol content above a 0.08% within 2 hours of driving. The penalties for a baby DUI differ somewhat from adult DUIs. The biggest difference is an underage baby DUI does not require mandatory minimum jail time, where all adult DUIs require at least 1 day in jail. Some additional consequences for an underage baby DUI are alcohol or drug counseling, up to 6 months jail, up to 5 years probation, a mandatory ignition interlock device requirement for 2 years, and a mandatory 2-year driver's license suspension. Under Arizona Revised Statute 28-3322A, any driver between ages 18, 19, or 20 convicted of baby DUI shall face a 2-year driver's license suspension. Luckily, this same statute gives the court discretion to grant a temporary restricted license. A temporary restricted license allows a person to drive to and from work, school, or other responsibilities. This restricted license is not a guarantee as it is within the court's discretion. However, most courts want to encourage a person to remain employed or better themselves through education. So most courts will grant a temporary restricted license, unless the driver has demonstrated some lack of responsibility, such as a person consistently driving on a suspended license. Besides underage baby DUI, the state can also charge an underage driver with misdemeanor or felony DUI in Arizona. This can be either impairment to the slightest degree or with a blood alcohol content greater than 0.08%. Besides the underage baby DUI and misdemeanor DUI, an underage driver could face additional charges such as underage consumption of alcohol and/or minor in possession of alcohol. This is all dependent upon the facts. Certain factors may exist which could result in felony aggravated DUI charges. Specifically, an underage baby DUI conviction requires a mandatory 2-year driver's license suspension. In this situation, any time during that 2 years, an underage driver could be charged with aggravated DUI if driving under the influence with a suspended driver's license. Also, a person convicted of underage baby DUI will be required to have an ignition interlock device installed in their vehicle. It is a felony aggravated DUI for a person to drive under the influence while required to have an ignition interlock device installed in their vehicle. In addition, any person driving down the wrong side of the highway, or with a minor under 15 years old, or with a third offense in 84 months, is guilty of a felony aggravated DUI. An underage driver could be charged with any of these felony offenses along with an underage baby DUI. All DUIs in Arizona carry harsh penalties. Part of what makes underage baby DUIs more harsh than adult DUIs is the 2-year license suspension, which is only 90 days for an adult DUI. It is important to consult with and retain an experienced DUI attorney, well-versed in Arizona law, like the attorneys at Huss Law. Call us today for a free consultation.